Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are in much more lifted spirits today than even yesterday. Yesterday, I was like feeling better and I made a video, but I was still kind of like, my energy levels were just not there and I was feeling very up and down. But we're back. We're back from the dead and it feels good. And I cannot wait to just bring you guys the most amount of content. We have a very interesting story to talk about today, one that I'm very interested to share with you and hear your thoughts on. So stay tuned for that. Let's get into some news though, because there's a couple things we've missed since me being sick for like 3 days. Hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying this content. 67 or something % of you guys watching aren't subscribed. It helps. So maybe some people just don't know. Maybe just scroll down, look, see if that button is clicked. If it says subscribe and not subscribe duh, then click it. Turn it from a subscribe to a subscribe duh. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Helps me out a lot. That's great. I'm not asking you to buy anything. I'm just asking you to hit a free button. All right, thank you guys so much. Let's dive into it. All right, first piece of news. Good has released part 1 of the final 12 of the, well, what was 63-man tournament. Now down to a 12 for the 100K. The first round, 5.5 hour video. These guys stepped it up. 5.5 hours of golf. Shot tracers, hole by hole scoring, commentary, multiple audio tracks, obviously multiple video tracks, like 5.5 hours. Even just the thought as someone who edits video of having to sit back and watch that through after you finish editing to make sure it's good. That is an unbelievable amount of commitment from their editing team and just good in general, putting that amount of resources towards one video, 5.5 hours on YouTube. That's absolutely insane. So good for them. It's something different. You guys are obviously enjoying it. I think part 2 is really where you're going to want to just like soak in every second of it. Like I hope they do something very similar in terms of length for part 2, because part 2, having known the ending, is very exciting. It's a very exciting end to this tournament, and a tournament that's really revolutionized some stuff in the YouTube world. It was actually posted in the published press by Colin and Samir, which is basically they're 2 YouTube guys who cover the creator economy. They're friends with like Mr. Beast. They're huge, really mainstream on YouTube. They posted about this. They actually tagged your boy in there talking about me covering the news. So shout out to them. That was really cool for me. I've been fans of them for a while. But anyways, the tournament is obviously breaking down walls and breaking down barriers and doing really cool stuff in the space. In some other news, we have seen some Purcell Farms content roll out from that week down there that a bunch of the guys did for the next edition of the YouTube Championships. This one is going to be Sans Bob the Sports from the looks of it, but it's including the Bryan Bros. So it's going to be basically a similar cast of characters, Grant, Micah, all those guys, Busted Jack, but it's kind of have the addition now of Bryan Bros and a couple Instagram guys, Mac Boucher, hole-in-one trick shot. So that content's going to be interesting. We're seeing it rolling out on Bryan Bros channels with the match against Grant. We're actually going to talk about that in a minute, but we also have some more unique stuff. Josh Kelly, who's hole-in-one trick shots, posted a fun video with Mac as well. I really enjoyed this one. It was very unique to him and his value prop, which is doing different stuff. He had Bryan Bros on there trying to do, one club challenges, trying to hit, massive hooking shots, like all this kind of very interesting stuff that is different than what we're already seeing. And as I've said this a million times, if you want to create on YouTube, if you want to create in the golf space, it's important you do something unique to you and different. And I think this was very entertaining and done very well by him. And then finally, Bob the Sports has been doing some stuff that's kind of been blowing my mind. They have released 2, we know they do the alcohol challenge videos, but in my brain, they break YouTube with these because YouTube historically has really kind of cracked down on that type of content. Like anything drug related, anything alcohol related, whatever, they'll age gate usually. So only people over the age of 18 can see it. But typically when your video gets age gated, it also gets recommended a lot less because less advertisers want to go on something that's promoting alcohol. And so the video kind of gets blocked out. But these guys don't seem to have that. Their videos with alcohol tend to do better than some of their other videos. They have another one coming out in about 20 minutes. It'll be out by the time you see this video, a fireball challenge, which is going to be incredible. Their last video in the thumbnail literally was had "we got drunk" in it. Like these guys are doing something very different, very unique to them again, and it's very entertaining to watch. Some of my favorite videos from Bob the Sports are the ones when they tie it on. It's very fun. All right, what you came to hear about today. All right, so Grant Horvath has been doing something relatively crazy in this YouTube golf space, in my opinion, and that is his level of golf has been increasing and increasing and increasing. Now, he's always been consistent. He's always been the guy in good to go out and just constantly be either first or second in the good majors. That's been that way for years. But even since coming out on his own now, and since entering his first professional tournament on YouTube, shooting a 69 on camera in his first professional tournament, a legit tournament in Florida, lots of mini tour guys there, probably lots of like mid Corn Ferry Tour guys there, like a very legitimate tournament. This guy went out and shot a 69, talking about wanting to play in more tournaments, but most notably talking about going to the UK. You may have missed this, to try to qualify for the Open this year. That's right, Grant Horvath is entering qualification for the Open. He's going over there. He's over there right now. He's in Stockholm, Sweden right now. He's over there with Goat Lane and Mac and all those guys. But he's going to be staying over there. He's going to be going to the UK, and he's going to be entering a qualification tournament to try to get to the Open. I mean, as far as content I want to see, that's right up there with like the most exciting thing ever. But I want to talk about it because I genuinely believe this can happen. In the recent Purcell Farms video from Brian Bros, where George is playing Grant, they both go out and shoot blackout level golf. And now we all know George Bryan can do it. We all know George Bryan is like almost US Open qualifier. Wesley, his brother, who's his blood, won a PGA Tour event. Like, those guys are absolutely legit at golf, and Grant talks about it in the video. He is like tour level ball striking. But Grant has always very much been like a good YouTube golfer. Talked about really not loving the competitive golf as much. He doesn't really want to pursue professional golf. He learned that about himself in college, but the guy's game is there. And most importantly, the consistency of his game is there. And that's what really, really counts at the high pro level. And so when he announced that he was going over to the UK and he was trying to qualify for this tournament, I mean, that is something that I don't think we should take lightly. We legitimately could maybe see happen. Like, this guy is that good. And so I'm very excited to see how that all goes down. Very excited to see what kind of video and content series comes out from that. In the match against George, there was a quote, "Now it's time to bury him." And it just, I don't know, it fired me up, man. The way they were playing golf, the way Grant was playing golf, it was just like, he was like 3 or 4 under at one point across 9 holes. Like, this guy has the ability to put his foot down to really bury anyone in the YouTube golf world, and I think compete at this higher level pro golf, at least in these qualification style videos. So I'm very excited to see this. I wanted to bring you guys the news, but I'd really love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Do you think this guy actually has a chance of qualifying for the Open? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.